Well, up here at the Pine Trailhead, starting a weekend section hike of the Arizona Trail. And do passages 26 and 27. End up over at the Jumbo Trailhead, which is not the official end of 27, but I figured we cut it a couple miles short and get a head start on the drive back to the city on a Sunday night. So let's get it. This is Red Rock Spring. This is the first spring that crossed the section hike, the Arizona Trail. Still doing pretty good. Water, so I don't think I'll grab any right now. It's only about 6.4. More to go until Bear Spring. So nice view though. A couple campsites nearby, but we'll go ahead and get back on the trail. So I've crossed the spring, or I'm about to cross the spring. I think this is, or a creek rather. I think this is Weber Creek. I was planning to push to Bear Spring for lunch. It's under like 2.5 miles up, and it's only 11, so it's kind of early, I think, for me to stop for lunch. It's gonna be hard not to grab water. There's running water, and I still might actually. But I plan to actually take lunch a couple more miles up at Bear Spring. The trail's been really good here. There's a lot of work happening, trees getting cut, and I kind of wondered why. And then I'm actually right here. I'm at a road crossing right here. So this actually is a trailhead. So I'm back into civilization, probably like a third of the way through my day. So I'm going to keep pressing on though and get up to Bear Spring. So that spring that I was going to, or looking forward to going to and taking lunch at Bear Spring, is actually bone dry. And I actually got super hungry on the way up and ended up stopping sort of an open area for lunch, which didn't last long. It was super windy and the clouds came out and it got kind of cold, so I actually finished my lunch walking. So I got to the spring and it's dry, so I left something on gut hook just so the next hikers will know that the spring is bone dry. It's always a good thing to do, to update when you can. But it's all good. Actually, I did get a liter of water from Weber Creek down below, and it's always a yoga trying to figure out, should I totally fill up when the water's good, because I know it's good, and then you end up doing a climb with a bunch of water when you know you're going to water. So sometimes, if I had gotten no water, I actually might be stressing a little bit to come to the spring that I was relying on finding it dry. But there's a bunch of water up ahead, I think another mile or two before the good water source, and several more before the end of my hike. I'm actually less than 10 miles from General Springs cabin where I had intended to camp. So Derek was going to meet me up there, and he's saying the road is closed from the east side, and I'm not sure about the west side. So maybe looking at pushing a little further, or stopping a little early and camping somewhere else along a road that the Arizona Trail passes, that he can find a camp. And not sure if I'm actually going to hike passage 27 tomorrow, so I'm just going to take that as it comes. But yeah, just going to crank out some more miles and get to the next water source.
Alright, hold on. Hold you guys.
Yeah, so I just realized I didn't do much more filming yesterday afternoon, but I'd say right after I filtered that water, I ran into a thru hiker headed northbound, and I ended up just sort of kicking it with him for a while, talking about some upcoming trips and getting some advice for him around upcoming thru hikes I'm planning, like maybe the PCT in 2023. Yeah, then I got up to the trail where Derek was parked to camp, and he'd heard from some thru hikers that there was potentially going to be some snow last night, and I'd kind of made the decision that since he wasn't going to be hiking, a lot of my shit was in his car, that I probably wouldn't hike today. So we just went ahead and got out of there into sort of a safer road, so we wouldn't have to deal with that potentially in the snow. And it didn't snow, or probably about the same altitude that we would have been last night, but as you can see, there's some ice on my windshield, so it was still pretty chilly. Sweating in my sleeping bag a little bit last night, but up early. It's about 6:30 Arizona time, and going to be heading back to the city a little early, getting some rest. I feel pretty good about how things went. I busted out a good 23 miles yesterday right out of the gate. I was keeping up with a thru hiker, so I'd say my muscles are kind of where I want them, but my feet are feeling pretty rough. So I'm thinking maybe I might need like a bigger pair of shoes or something, because right out of the gate, maybe a mile or so in, my toes were hurting. So it's good to come out and do these hikes and see how your gear works, how your body works on long stretches of miles, and so now I know what I need to do, because I would say, you know, I could handle 20 miles with my feet feeling rough, but I don't think I could handle 15 straight days of like 15, 20 miles with my feet feeling like that. So definitely going to make some changes and get back out here ASAP. So thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed any of this, just hit the like and subscribe button, and thanks for watching.